What's up, YouTube? We are back. We're here with another video. If you guys don't know, I'm going to be putting out videos way more frequently, so be sure to hit that sub button as well. But today we are going to be doing a topic of discussion. Patch culture is ruining a lot of players' mentalities on fighting games. Hey YouTube, iDom here. Quick little update. We're going to be start uploading to the channel on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week. So if you guys aren't already subbed, be sure to sub to the channel and enjoy the videos in the upcoming weeks. I have two stances on this. I do think patch culture is ruining certain players' mentality. That being said, the reason I believe this is because certain fighting game players will play a game and they'll be like, okay, I don't have to work on the Ken matchup at all, because as soon as Capcom gets their stuff together, Ken will be nerfed and all the Ken players will be working at McDonald's as we speak. I don't think that is a good mentality to have at all. Now, I do think patches are good though, in the sense of keeping the game fresh and helping games evolve and really, push metas and keeping people excited for the game. Now, I feel like patches keep games feeling fresh and people excited about changes. If you knew your game was never going to be updated, I feel like a majority of players would lose interest fast. Now, if Street Fighter 6 came out, first season Street Fighter 6, and then the game was out and that was the final version, Capcom was like, yes, we perfected this build, this is exactly how we want Street Fighter 6 to be. JP with Amnesia staying exactly the same, Luke running the game staying like this forever. I think that version of 6, even with the $1 million, would have probably been, out the window, kind of just gone. I think a lot of people would have stopped playing the game really fast. Even during the last season of Street Fighter 5, I do feel like the numbers were really on a decline because everyone was like, oh, this is the final version of 5. I can see Luke's never going to change. Luke's going to be broken in Street Fighter 5 for the entire rest of this game's lifespan. So this is just what it is. Now, here's to say the other side of the coin. In older fighting games, like Street Fighter 3rd Strike, and the best fighting game ever created,
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
People still play these old games, and we know that these games are never going to get updated. Why do people play the old games that they know are never going to get updated and still stick around? I don't know. I feel like people are just more accepting of those kind of games not being updated and kind of just like, it's for the love of the game, I want to say. Not to say people don't love the newer game, but it really is just for the love of the game. I still play Marvel 3 to this game because that's my favorite fighting game ever made. But it's a weird thing because I do feel like there are people still out there playing, Street Fighter 5, but it's not as big as, Marvel 3. Are there still people out there playing Street Fighter 4, but it's not as big as like Marvel 3 or the 3rd Strike? So, chat, I wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think about this? Is patch culture actually ruining these games? I think Marvel 3 is perfect. Good comment. Yeah, I agree with you. It's funny because, yeah, if Street Fighter 5 was never updated, that game would be awful. Street Fighter 5 Vanilla was one of the worst fighting games I've ever played. Imagine if that game was never updated. Same thing with like Street Fighter 6. Like I think 6 can go in the right direction of the game getting better bit by bit. But like I said, I don't think patch culture is ruining players' mentalities, more so like how often patches are produced. Because I do personally think Street Fighter 6 is being a bit slow with all these updates, and I do think they could do it a bit faster. But also, I understand why people are so hesitant, or why they are kind of hesitant to update. I mean, those old Street Fighter 2 games that you're bringing up also are, you basically have to buy updates, because like, you had Super Street Fighter 2, and then you had to buy like Hyper Street Fighter 2, or whatever it's called. You were buying updates. Nowadays, it is better because you're not buying updates, for sure. And that's good because you're saving money, obviously. But I do think seeing like people say patch culture is ruining a lot of like people say fighting games, but people also say gaming in general, because like I said, back in my day we had to deal with it, but now people are more frequent to complain. But yeah, I do think people would drop games fast if there were no updates. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest, if I didn't think that 6 could get better and they were just like, yo, season 1 of 6 is what we're dealing with, hold that I would have probably stopped playing the game, to be honest. I do think if a dev did just say, this is their product, hold this shit, don't ask me for shit, games would be like dead on arrival. Yeah, Melee is goated. It's funny because Melee is always the games you bring up in that argument. Because like I said, for the old fighting games, I think Melee, Third Strike, people are still playing Third Strike super heavy these days. And Marvel 3, I think Marvel 3 is this generation's Melee. I do think even with 2XKO coming out, people are still gonna be playing Marvel 3, but that game's just goated. Not even to glaze, but that is like one of the best fighting games. But I do think those are like diamonds in a rough. I just think if the game's balance ends in a good spot or not. All three of those games are pretty toxic. What? Chun just won Evo, which everyone kind of said Chun's broken. Marvel 3, it's balanced. It's more balanced than Marvel 2 in my opinion. But I do also think Marvel 3 is kind of not the best balanced game. If you ask me, I still think 5 at the end is really balanced, excluding Luke. But Marvel 3, I can go over a whole bunch of characters that are just stupid. And what was the other one? Melee? Melee has like 4 or 5 characters in it. With all the money on the line, not playing is wild. I don't think money has anything to do with people playing the game. I don't think money has any interest on people, because like I said, 99.9% of the community is probably not touching a dime of playing your game. I play Strive because I like Strive. I play Marvel 3 because I like Marvel 3. I play Street Fighter 6 because, you know, as much as I say games suck, I do like 6. There's some stuff I don't like, but there's stuff I don't like about every fighting game. Am I speaking from a competitive standpoint? Even if you're talking from a competitive standpoint, yes, 6 has the most money, but I feel like if your heart's not there, you're not going to perform well. You want patches because of tournaments? I want patches in general. I think patches are good. I don't think you need patches because of tournaments per se. Like, you can just do a patch on a random Tuesday, but it freshens up the game. It keeps the game feeling fresh. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I think 6 is really stale right now. I think 6 is in a very stale spot. Every character kind of doing the same thing. I think if an update did come out, it would freshen up the game. Yeah, most games die because the devs usually stop updating the game. I think more people would have played Infinite, but they stopped updating the game. And then it was kind of just like, oh, this is what we're playing for the rest of Marvel Infinite's days. Okay, I'm not gonna play this game anymore. And then, you know, people just stop playing. Yeah, DBFZ kind of killed it. 6 is only stale because the roster isn't big enough. I don't think that's the case. I think you can add all these characters and the game's still gonna get kind of stale. I think it's more the mechanics and how the characters function. Terry's gonna get added, but I definitely think Terry's probably just gonna do 90% of the same thing the rest of the cast is doing. I think in 6's thing, it is more so the mechanics just being strong. I think that's also why they don't want to take out throw loops. A lot of the Japanese players, when they were seeing that they took out throw loops from the fake tweet of that guy saying they took out throw loops from Street Fighter, a lot of the Japanese players were saying the strong characters would get better, which is weird to think. I don't think so, honestly. Like, I can see like Honda and Marissa getting better because they already don't have them anyway, and characters like Chun and Guile being better. I think Jamie would be worse. Kimberly would probably be worse. I guess Manon too. But I think like the zoners get better. Guile would get better. Ed would get better. That's kind of just what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, the whole patch culture thing, I do think it is good. There's no such thing as a bad patch unless they literally break everything in the game. I do also think though, people who are playing top tier characters are more inclined to downplay their characters. Are they scared for patches? But I also do think with patches coming out, people are scared to lose something they have. I wanted to talk about this more when the 6th update first came out, but I'm gonna use DJ as an example. DJ technically didn't lose anything from this update except for damage. DJ can still do all his same combos from what I'm guessing. He didn't lose anything, I feel like. Yeah, DJ is exactly the same. It's just less damaging. Oh, Banana Ken? Yeah, I also didn't bring up Banana Ken too. Well, I don't think Banana Ken quit. I mean, I do think Banana Ken quit because JP got nerfed a lot. But JP can still do a lot of his stuff. It definitely just got weaker. Crouch heavy punch. You can still anti-air. It's not impossible. It's unlikely, but you can still anti-air. It's not like they took away that button. Like, JP can still do most of the same combos. That same amnesia combo that JP used to do is still in the game. Oh yeah, he did lose some level 2 combos. That's still in the game. It just doesn't do 40%. Did they nerf like 15 of his moves? Stand Heavy Punch still functions as Stand Heavy Punch. Added hurt boxes are like nerfs that aren't like taking the move out the game. I mean, they nerfed Stand Heavy Punch and Crouch Medium, but they just added like better hurt box. It's not out the game. Like, these combos still exist. I can still do most of the same old JP stuff. I can still do that. It just does less damage. You just want to be carried. If that's the case, then like fighting games will never be good because people are always gonna like different characters. Do I love the game so much? You happy to play any character? Nah, I feel like picking characters in fighting games are not as easy as people think it is. Like you have to play a character that'll make you want to turn on the game. Like if I played, I don't know, Ken, I probably wouldn't play the game like that. Like, you can like a game, but you don't have to like every character. Marvel 3 is my favorite fighting game. I would never play Hulk. I think Hulk is stupid. But, like, you don't have to like every character in the game to, you know. That's kind of my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Is patch culture killing these fighting games? Or are they killing these players' mentalities about fighting games? Be sure to, you know, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next video. Peace.